Hi, welcome to my first video log. I'm going to be talking today about self-harm stigma, debunking a few myths, and talking about how people's misconceptions give me the shits, basically. First up, you think that I'm going to hurt you. Yeah, that's quite stupid, actually. You see, the whole first part of the term is self, not you, self. So it means I want to harm myself, not you, not your mother, not your grandfather, not your sister, not your kid, me. I may indirectly harm other people, but that is not my intention. Second one that really gets my goat. Oh, they're just doing it for attention. Just ignore them and it'll go away. Yeah, no. No, it doesn't work that way. If I wanted the kind of attention that self-harm gets me, then I don't even know what I'd do. You know, no one goes out of their way to seek negative attention. Unless you're a fucked up celebrity who, for whatever reason, thinks that any kind of publicity is good publicity. But seeing as though I'm just your average Mrs. Joe Blow, yeah, no, that's not my intention. And also that people who self-harm are also suicidal. This is not always the case. Sometimes it is. You know, it gets to that point where you just think, fuck this, I'm done, whatever. But a lot of the times it's just about getting you to the next day and then going from there. And then the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And hopefully, before you know it, the next day is 20 years down the track. Sometimes, yes, you will feel, people who self-harm will feel suicidal. That's a given, but not all self-harm actions have the intent to want to kill yourself. And remarks like, oh, you're doing it the wrong way, are just stupid and thoughtless. Make sure you connect the brain to the mouth before you open it. That's generally a good place to start. Probably, you know, so far I've talked about just the general public, you know, which a lot of people live under rocks for whatever reason. And so don't know that a lot of this stuff goes on. They don't understand it. They choose not to understand it. And so you offer a little bit of leeway and in hopes that you can educate them if they want to be educated, of course. But it's when those people are professionals, and I use the term very loosely, that it really gets my goat. Fronting up to emergency, worst experiences of my life. And anyone else who's ever had a mental illness, has self-harmed, tried to commit suicide, for whatever reason, will vouch for this, that you're tossed aside. You know, you're at your most vulnerable position when you front up to an emergency. You know, you don't do it lightly. It's not a case of, oh, I'll just go for a walk to the emergency. You know, like, you're doing it because you've reached a point where you realise that you need help and that it's gone too far. And so then to go to emergency and be greeted with nothing but stigma, bad attitude, nastiness, rudeness, being treated like a second-class citizen. It's just not on. You know, like, I know of people who have gone up with physical ailments, and as soon as they've noticed that they have a mental illness, they've just been completely disregarded. We're people too. We do actually feel physical pain. We do actually get sick. It's not all in our head. Yeah. And another thing, I hate needles. Hate them, hate them, hate them. I get a jab every 3 months. Complain like a bitch about doing it, but I don't want another baby. But I don't want to hear you say, oh, but you self-harmed. Surely the needle wouldn't worry you. You're a dickhead. Seriously. Self-harm, I can't even think to describe it. It's almost like an out-of-body experience. You don't feel it. It's not, it's completely different to getting a needle or a blood test or accidentally chopping your finger while you're cutting up dinner. And so don't even compare the two. Just, no. And also, what really gets me going to is people talking about mental illness. You just need to pull your socks up, love. You know, like, just, you'll be right. No, that's not, a mental illness is an illness too. If, your best friend came to you and said, look, they've found a tumour, they said it's cancerous, are you just going to go, oh, you'll be right, love, pull your socks up, you'll be right? No. And a mental illness, in a way, is the same. You take medication and hopefully you'll become mentally well and stay stable. There may still be times when you relapse back into, the medication stops working. So you try a different one. It's the same with any kind of medical. Just because this medication works for you doesn't mean that it's going to work for your mate. And just because it works for your mate doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You need to find something that works for you. Don't let other people's experiences and opinions affect what you want to do. There's no shame in needing medication. No shame at all. If that's where you are in your life and it helps you get out of bed every day, then that's what you need. Okay, so yeah, that's my little ranty rant about self-harm and mental illness. Hope you've enjoyed it and at least listened this far to my ramblings. And hope you have a great weekend. Bye.